Hello and welcome back to DCO. It's been a while that we have been all together, but thankfully we made it. So today you have myself, Wale, Barnaby, and somewhere James. And today we're going to be dealing with policies in console or policies with console. Um, who wants to explain that to us?
So I'll take the reins. Consul, as with most HashiCorp tooling, has some concept of like role-based access control. And we at the last stream we were setting up Consul with Vault. Vault bootstraps our console for us. By default, there are a couple of policies. There's a global management policy which we can use off the bat, but ideally we don't want to be just giving that out to everything. So we're going to update Consul's access control list. We're going to look at setting up an admin policy for us this stream that we can use to administrate Consul, and maybe looking at setting sort of policies at a lower level for different services. We may not do that today as we don't have any services that are registered in it, but that's kind of the stuff you can manage. Nomad will also need a policy attached to it because it will need to do stuff in console as well. So it's just kind of scoping access to console to limit things to only be able to do what they should be able to do.
Sounds good. Shall we
Thank you, Barnaby.
get to it?
Guess what? I'm like, oh, why is the screen not showing? I forgot I'm in charge of that part.
Someone's gonna
Apologies.
clear the bum.
Apologies. It's been a while. Just trying to get used to things again. But take it away, James.
Yeah, so this is how we're doing policies so far. We built this policy a while ago. I don't have Git blame installed, so I can't see well. And then we create the role. This role we had to edit last stream because it was admin, but because of the way we used to bootstrap console via Ansible and then run the Terraform code, which deployed the admin policy, which meant everything could then use the admin policy. We don't have access to the root token anymore. We can just use the backend role to pull tokens out. So we have to give it, for Terraform to be able to bootstrap console, we have to give it the permissions that exist, which is global management, to be able to then bootstrap console. So that's the chicken and egg that we're trying to deal with at the moment. So I was going to probably rename this. Admin isn't, I don't think, a useful role name because this is what we want admins to be able to do, not this, or not maybe global management. So we're going to rename this to Terraform and then try and get this code, which is in our core console repo, to work because we need to deal with the Vault connections and pulling out the tokens at one time.
Yeah, we don't have any of the fancy stuff that we did previously. I think the last time, when we bootstrap Vault, it stores its root token in HTTP secrets. We obviously don't do that for console. It stores it in our Vault. We don't have any of the fancy secret syncing stuff from our self-hosted Vault cluster. So we're going to have to either set up those relationships ourselves or just set up a variable set initially. Do you want to make that a little bit bigger if you're sort of leaning in to read it? The stream is going to struggle.
I was going to look into this error between streams and forgot. So I need to deal with that later. So I am changing this to be Terraform. I wanted to make sure that nothing relied on it because otherwise I was going to have problems. And as much as I'm fine pushing code up and then having issues, I would like to not.
I don't think we had anything that consumed the role ourselves. It's one of the funny ones, though, where it's meant for machine-to-machine authentication and hashes these words. So trying to get the tokens out of the UI they try and make it a little bit difficult. It's like all grayed out for you. So
I may have just done something silly. Give me 1 second.
you breaking Git.
No, my authenticator popped up and I clicked apply before typing a password in. And now it's just hanging.
Yeah, has happened to me as well. Even though that thing is nice and fun, but yeah.
I think I just killed it. So I shouldn't.
I see old-fashioned SSH keys.
Oh, this is an SSH key. It's just stored in the password manager. Which means I can do the one thing you're not meant to do with SSH, which is use the same SSH key on every machine.
Perfect.
So it's I don't know if it's actually a good thing I do it or not, but where's that? I made a change to this before we went live. Oh, it's trying to push the admin petition. That's interesting. It doesn't try and connect the cluster on
plan.
I vow it does, and there's an amount it can do with an admin token. Oh god, so many things that I shouldn't be looking at. This one, cool vault.
I was curious. How old was the state in here before you pushed? Before did you have the last run?
This one.
Yeah.
7 months. Sorry, 5 months.
Been a while.
Was I the last one to work on that? Because that was probably the times when I used to stream. Oh, okay.
It's probably going to time out. This is definitely like their providers aren't as good as they maybe should be.
Is this using the Terraform agent? And is the agent up and happy?
This
Let me
one
find out.
Isn't execution remote.
Did we make Consul?
This one isn't execution remote.
Oh, I can't sign into Nomad. Amazing.
Hey, it failed. Yeah, timeout. This one needs to run for the agent.
Did we set Consul up to be publicly routable?
No.
TFC agent is failed. GitHub runner is failed. So.
Cool. I guess time to fix the agent then.
Yes. Let's see what the error is. Why they not? What? Okay. I guess I'll just go to Grafana.
The error will be that it doesn't make the token.
Yeah, but why can't I not see it? As in, sorry, I can't see the.
Oh, yeah, allocations have been around for too long, so they've cleared up. So that needs our clients big enough to fix that? Told that.
I don't think we have that much running on them at the moment. We just have observability on them.
CPU is definitely full of the main server. I may run this on GCP just to that's why.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I'll run this on the GCP one just because it's less thingy. So I need to log into Vault, load a token in.
Our topology looks fairly happy. In fact, there's less stuff on the main server than
there. When I actually went into the client, we went main server. The graph. I mean, it's better now, but it seems like as we're using the server, it's hitting
all of the other processes that aren't Nomad, that aren't tracked.
Yeah, it's certainly hitting the server. So I was going to use. So I was thinking about using the other one.
I wonder if there's a way to tell Nomad that it's only allowed to use like one core or something.
Yeah, you can within the client config, you can specify how much it's allowed to use. Oh, we've not set up. Oh, guys, this core TF agent. Cool. We've never actually created a version we've not used this TF agent. We've only used the other one, so which is fun. Just need to remember what the token needs. And then in Terraform, which I have somewhere.
Yeah, we broke this at one point with
It was a loop.
we were trying to run 2 runners as well, which
We're not allowed to do.
also caused issues, and it didn't relinquish the. Even though we killed the job, it didn't relinquish the hold in the PFC. A lot of our problems are caused by us trying to run this as cheaply as possible.
Yep. Okay, that's that set up. And now I want to edit this to be on GCP.
I wonder what like the price point would be to run one of these sort of this kind of cluster, like a point where you weren't having cost issues, you weren't having issues because of server size and because of cost. It was like the minimum you could run it, and it just kind of not having to worry about it. We could probably get away with it for $100 a month.
I mean, yeah, probably, yeah, something like that. If you put $100 a month, you wouldn't have to worry about it. Like we're not far off that. Though we're going with reserve pricing, it gets a little bit grayer. So actually, the agent running. I've set this to manually use the agent, so this should now work. Sorry, this should now not time out. We still haven't given it the token. Nope, it's not sure. Okay. Next step. Assuming this fails. So we need to set up this to deal with Vault.
Do we pull it dynamically in the module?
What do you mean pull it dynamically?
So have a data block in the module that gets the creds.
Oh yeah, that was my thought. Yeah, cool. Permission denied. Can't use anonymous token. That's the error we wanted.
Failing successfully.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to go into Vault, grab the Vault provider block, use that, which means we need to specify a Vault address. Isn't that one? Nope, that's not the one. Wait, Vault address.
For a second, I was curious whether you were just going to bastardize the Consul address by changing the port, because it's all living on one server.
Really don't want to. Wait. Yeah, but got a Consul we're giving via environment variables. Well, the console is nope. No wait, Vault.
Vault.devcastle.com.
That one.
82.
Okay. And then I need the required providers.
Do you want a later version of Consul?
If you know the later versions of the providers, I'm happy to update too.
Let me see if I can find them quickly.
Data. This isn't thinking it's a thing.
4.7.0 is the one it's recommending for Vault.
2.21 for Consul.
2.21 for console. What did it say?
4.7.0. Published 19 days ago.
Fun. So that's not going to work anything.
Oh,
in
wait.
this one, it won't.
Consul hasn't had anything since 8 months.
which is fine. Console doesn't like Vault is in the eye of like they must do things.
Vault, I think, also has a lot more resources than Consul. There's not a huge like the complexity of Consul comes with how you put the bits together, but there aren't that many bits to put together. Whereas Vault has a lot of different engines, and people complain if you just do it through generic mounts.
Vault Console. Talking about generic mounts. There isn't a data source. So generic mount it is.
So generic secret.
It really annoys me that the one use case of ephemeral values would be this, because they haven't updated the Vault Terraform provider version. Can't use ephemeral values.
I guess they probably put some into AWS and like the big cloud providers, but do you know how far they've gone in the other ones?
There's the like secret manager for all the major clouds, I think, supports like ephemeral retrieving values. What is the path we need? I can see this.
Consul
Is it-
slash roles slash whatever you called it. Or was it creds?
So it's core console slash say oh,
it's either roles or creds. It kind of varies between the two. Let me
just use the API Explorer.
creds.
It is creds and then role name. Let's be good.
Halfway to your templated value.
I shouldn't say let's be good and then not do it properly.
Secret mount, not auth mount.
Secret mount, you are correct. Variable.
My autocomplete for Terraform annoys me. Since they've added the removed block, if I type RE, it goes for removed before it goes for resource for some reason. My autocomplete. Like, no, I don't want to remove everything.
My thing isn't working correctly, but it's fine. Okay, add some variables. Secret mount is core console, and then auth role. No, this is not auth role. It's console. Whatever. Oh, let's actually edit that one. And then Terraform.
Consul auth role, I don't mind because it technically is you're authenticating to Consul with it.
Oh wait, now we need to get the token out. Token equal, I assume it's token. Then what would it be? Dot data dot token. I don't think that's right, but
it's probably right. It's normally data. Let me have a look in the background. See if my
is this one. Oh yeah, this one doesn't work. Yeah, so we can. If you could tell me this information, but I will.
Yeah, I think I don't know what it is with the API Explorer. The idea of it's really nice, but it never seems to work for me for ones that that actually pull data.
There's probably some level of stuff that needs to happen for it to work. Well, I mean, I'm going to plan. I don't think I'm doing any. Oh no, I'm doing stuff with Consul, so it should. Oh, if I only wants to do that on the apply, there's a chance that it's not going to. There's no plan stuff, so this may. Oh, there we go. Terraform. Oh, I'm going to have to upgrade.
I think the version of Terraform I use is different on every system.
Oh yeah, it's the version that the Terraform was when I installed Terraform.
The only time I ever update it is if there's a feature I need, because it's just the CLI.
I do it for Vol as well, where it's even less likely to have a binary level feature that you need. Undeclared input variable. What's that? Oh, I didn't save. The amount of times I have failed to save a file and then go, why doesn't it work? And it's just because the file's not been saved.
Oh, weird. My local DNS is resolving to our IPv6 address, not the IPv4.
Definitely believe we tweaked that one.
Yeah, this is definitely a local caching issue.
Okay, so we have to plan to prove that it works. We have to apply for it to prove that it works, but if I have to apply to see if it works, I might as well just apply and see if it works. That's maybe like a really weird qualm I have with Terraform is the providers don't run any authentication checks.
What do you mean it's not annoying when you hit plan? It goes, yes, this is all happy, and then it hits apply and fails.
Well, it's also that you can't test just like setting up a provider. You have to deploy a resource. You can't just be like, oh, is my AWS creds? Is my AWS like provider block set up correctly? If you're not deploying a resource, no idea of finding out. Oh, nailed it.
My issues with DNS caching. It's quicker.
I just got it right somehow. So now I need to get so if I go into console and go roles, policies, sorry, we have an admin. Maybe I should make a role. Whatever. Yeah, so that is admin policy. You should probably set up roles over policies.
Yeah, I guess what does Vault bind to? Is it bind to role or policy?
I assume it can combine to both. Currently, within our Vault, we have console policies, but I assume the back end can take either. Yeah, it can either take policies or roles.
Yeah, should we set up a role then? Set up an admin role, bind it to our new admin policy, and let it rip.
Cool. So in console, let's rename this to. No, I don't want to make any file.
ACL, if you want to rename it.
Well, my assumption is we're going to end up having lots of roles and lots of policies. So, God, it's slowly getting darker and darker.
I did make sure to turn on all my lights beforehand because I was like sitting and it's like, oh, it's lovely and sunny, and then realized like, oh wait, it's going to be very dark soon.
Yeah, it's just gonna. Okay. It's going to be console ACL role.
There's so many different looking through like the API docs for console, for creating the roles, and it's like for version 1.11 and above 1.8, there's like 6 different version like features that are version added. The oldest one is 1.5, which is console roles was only added in 1.5.
The way that the provider works, it needs Vault 1.10 and console 1.5. And there's service identities as well, which is Vault 111. Node identities. Like there's lots of things we can attach to tokens, but we want ACL role to create. Yeah, there is a policy attachment, but I may just do.
Policy and policy have been deprecated in favor of console policies.
What?
I'm looking at the API. I don't know. I imagine your secret backend is probably smart enough to, or your console ACL or backend is smart enough to map to a console policy. But I can understand in the API why they've changed it from saying policy and policies to console policies as.
I'm pretty sure I just did the same thing twice. It's used autocomplete.
Yeah.
It's weird. There's a service identity. I'll skip like nodes. Okay. We should maybe look into service identities at some point.
I think we can see if we wire this into console.
Templated policies are separate, are different things. Oh, so at a role level, you can template a policy. You can template your policy. That's okay. I can see that getting very complicated. So, admin policy. Let's. I just want to check that if I make an admin one of these, it's not going to error that the policy doesn't exist. Or the role doesn't exist.
What are you thinking about the dependency?
Yeah. My belief is it should be the same as Terraform, in which case it'll just be like, call it a string.
I don't think Vault cares. In a similar way, if you attach a policy to... If you attach a policy to a token and the policy doesn't exist, it will still attach that string. And then if you create the policy after that token has been created, once the policy exists in Vault, the token will get access to what's in the policy. You don't need to regenerate your token, because what it essentially does, it goes, is this policy present? Yeah. If it is, what access does it give me when it's trying to fulfill an API request? It doesn't check earlier.
To fix all this stuff. It's fine. It's this one. We've got the TF vars at a global level, which just breaks things. Yeah, okay. So that's happy. That deployed that. So now I can go into core console.
I feel like maybe one day we should sit around and get to the old sort of beer and pizza adage and just slowly work through all of our glaring warnings and bugs and do a little upgrade stream or something like that.
Yeah. Oops.
That would be fun. But I feel like we've been saying that for a while now.
We did kind of do one at the start of the year. We did an upgrade.
Quite a lot of times I will just, of a morning of a weekend, get annoyed by one of this stuff and just sit down and just get it done. Because it's normally not very interesting, takes far longer than it should.
I guess if there's three of us, we might need a slightly smarter or to be a little bit on it with the mixing. But if there's three of us working on the problems at the same time, maybe work on diversion. You could do some fun smash cuts between screens. Race the upgrades.
I mean, upgrading is luckily simple because it's just changing some values. Cool. So that should be a role created now. Now I should probably sorry, Dragons. Oh, look, a Barnaby. Someone's been.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we need to make sure we don't pull the telephone wall anymore. So let's remember how to. I don't know, Postman installed. Let's try and remember how I. That's.
Oh, I can. What might be worth doing at the end of the stream, if we have a few minutes, is just going through how you can force provoke the tokens in Vault.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to. God, only half past. Done well.
Oh, nice, jinxed it.
Last week when you weren't here, we finished like perfectly on the hour. So
that should give me a token.
That's because you guys picked an easy topic last week. That's what I'm hearing.
Okay, log out. So
we're just slowly getting better over time.
I'm going back to this. I'm unauthenticated. Log in. That's me. I have an admin token. Sweet. Yeah, admin role. There's kind of enough information here I can work out what's going on. And yeah, and now I can use. Now we can use Consul. And we should probably think about what we actually want to next within this system. Yeah. This took a lot less time than I was expecting. I mean, we only have an admin role.
There's not. I think this is one of the things that there's not really that much in us creating policies until we start using Consul properly, because then we'll see what's going on, and it'll be the intentions and stuff like that will dictate policies. And it's kind of, I guess we need to work out how we're going to give individual jobs access to Consul, if they're just going to piggyback off Nomad's wider access, or if jobs are going to get their own Consul access.
There is service identity within some of it.
Yeah.
Which is probably what we want to do.
So we can start looking at that level.
But that's going to be more than half an hour, 25 minutes, however long we want left.
Do you want to do lease revocation and go through that?
Sure.
It's just an interesting little thing.
I will click the buttons I'm told to click. You can talk about that. I'll just be the screen share.
Maybe give Wale a hard time.
If you want a screen share, if you want.
Yeah, let me shuffle a couple of things around. My desktops are an absolute mess. And I'm not going to show people my 20 desktops that I often have open.
It's a good thing about the way my Linux machine works is nothing seems to boot on. I don't seem to be able to get anything to boot on start, which means I have a completely clear setup every time I start.
I don't think this is necessarily a boot on start thing. It's more of I'm just bad with window management.
You also probably don't turn your laptop off as often as you should.
Look at who's talking.
This desktop, which is the thing that I actually care about, gets shut down every day.
Oh, okay.
Which means I have a completely clear setup.
Tell Barnaby what happened today during our work call today.
Oh, my laptop was. I mean, I never got it to work. Its CPUs were pinned at 100%. It was using most of its RAM, and I don't think I could tell you what was doing it.
Cool.
Um,
Here we go. If Walla, you want to swap the windows, we can go through it.
All right. Firstly, you have to tell us what you're about to do, sir.
Going to do some lease management. So I'm probably going to break the Terraform because we didn't. Oh no, that's dynamic, so we should be fine.
Everything's dynamic in Terraform, unless you delete Bootstrap tokens. Everything's dynamic.
No. So under, I'm going to do this all through the UI because you can do it through the API, but it would be a little bit easier. So under authentication, there's a leases section here. Lease ID. This should, normally these populate. This is going to be funny when I get it wrong. Let me see if I have my Consul token somewhere. It should come with a lease ID. So I'll grab my lease ID from my token, dump it into here. So if I look up a lease ID, I can see all of the information about this, and you can see it expires in about a month, which ain't too hot. So I can click on renew lease, which I will actually fail in this case, so it would push it over the max TTL of a Vault cluster. But I can just revoke this lease, and normally there should be a undefined objects. But normally, sometimes you can just search by prefix. No. So
Are these enterprise features?
I have a feeling it's enterprise. I can look at my lists, but doesn't seem, that one's gone, but I can't look up the other ones, which is annoying. The other thing I can do is if I revoke my token, that will clear any leases associated with me, although I think all the rest of them were associated with your token. So let me see if I go to give it the correct Consul. I need to log in, so I need a new Vault token. I'm going to do this the lazy way, which no, that's the wrong one. Let me all of this. It's been a while.
Everything getting more complicated.
Pretty much. I need to click the right account, and then that should sync. Everything's asking for creds today.
You've renewed your leases, so you didn't realize that everything is hinging on that one Vault lease.
So as our where is my I need my terminal. Let's grab a clean window, pull this in. I have my DNS caching issue. If I do Vault, what I have done though is just told it to point to the IP address. So if you're ever debugging messy TLS, this, or trying to do Vault with messy TLS, this flag is invaluable. And I go back to here, copy my Vault token, paste it into here. Gives me all my policies, spits that back out, which is not what we really need. And then I need my Consul command, which is this one. I'm gonna, fortunately this one isn't publicly accessible, so we can wipe that afterwards. Log in, wonk. And then tokens. See, it's just my one's been wiped. The rest are generated by Terraform and one by James. But that's kind of how you wipe.
Terraform or on the network.
Yeah, and there's the one anonymous token. But I'm going to revoke that again, as that doesn't need to be live long before someone else can grab access to it. Yeah, that's kind of
I
managing.
do think it's really
reasons.
funny. It's a hidden. I think it's funny. It's a hidden paste, but then it outputs the token to the terminal.
I guess you're not really saving anything because pasting it into an application doesn't necessarily. It wouldn't be stored in your bash history in any case, because you can just do.
Yeah, it wouldn't be in history. It would be in your.
Log in and then do like a method and give it an OIDC, but you can just log in and paste the token here, which isn't recommended. If you there's one of the things like if you have a space, save it into bash history.
We have OIDC set up. You should just log in via OIDC. Still don't have token.
It would probably break with my DNS cache at the moment because the redirect would go to the wrong address, which I need to figure out why that's happening at some point.
Redirects aren't set up correctly. I mean, it's a shorter stream, but should we call it? Is there anything else we want to chat about?
I don't think there's anything else.
Kind of. Some days we go long.
Announcements. Any new news from you guys in regards to HashiCorp? Anything you want to share with us?
We got, I guess, our personal announcement. So our ambassadors ship has renewed for another year. So we're keeping our
Congrats, congrats, James.
Congrats as well, Wale. You've got it as well.
I assume you've got it too.
I hope so.
Hopefully we'll be in, well, at least probably be in London Hashi Days, maybe San Fran if we're lucky, and maybe Singapore if one of us talks there.
Only one of us is actually probably going to go to Singapore. We know that already. Let's not say maybe.
The big thing is learning is San Fran.
Yeah, but if anyone's coming to Hashi Days in London, we'll happily come say
Find us. We'll be happy to chat.
We'll be wearing some new merch, hopefully.
Yeah. Wow. Wait, are you making promises already?
No, I'm hoping Hashi is going to send us some brightly coloured T-shirts to point us up in the crowd.
If you design some DCO merch, we can.
We can get it printed out. I like how we're just pushing on Barnaby, and he's there like.
He is the designing one of us.
I know. Yeah, but he's also the busy one here. So
I think business cards are probably more useful than swag. But
I have half a business card somewhere behind the scenes. Maybe I will make some merch. Maybe we won't. Don't hold me to it. If you see us and we're just in HashiCorp stuff, you know that I've got sidetracked elsewhere. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So I guess that's it in regards to news. Hopefully we will be having a in-person stream soon-ish. Wait for that. I mean, there's no way. We don't announce, right? We don't make announcements, do we?
We'll say about it probably a couple of days before, because it will depend whether we're moving streams around, because the in-person day isn't going to be on a normal stream day. So it's whether we end up moving the normal stream to a different thing. But as we decided the date just before we went live, we can talk about logistics and how streams are being moved and stuff before, probably the week before we do it, we'll say we're doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, so
nice and cryptic.
Keep your eyes on the channels.
Yeah, that's what I was meant to say. Keep an eye. Yeah, because there's no way of us just spreading the word like, hey guys, we're gonna be meeting up in person next week. No, that's not next week, but for example.
It's not next week.
Yeah, I'll say for example. Anyways, this has been fun. So thanks so much for tuning in today to the stream, and we hope you had as much fun as we did. Today was a very successful one because usually we'll still be trying to figure things out. But apparently, we're much better than before now, says Barnaby.
I don't know. We've now picked one that's too easy. We need to like.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But hey, we definitely need to start challenging ourselves again. Let's go big again as from next week onwards. So, yeah, don't forget to hit the follow button on here on Twitch, so you never miss our streams. And if you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe on YouTube for more awesome videos. On that note, actually, we should be rolling out some more recorded film videos soon as well. Just people have been busy lately, but we're getting back on track. So
Life gets
watch
in the
out.
way.
Yeah, watch out for more videos coming. Also, we love hearing from you. So leave a comment below and let us know what you'd like to see in the future as well. And don't forget to turn on the notifications so you're always up to date with our latest content. Thank you very much. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.